time now. Second half is our time.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever.
What's good, everybody? This your boy Sledge, the People Champ, checking in, and this is 6is1ne4orus podcast. Listen, we doing something different this time. This episode, we are going to focus on the coaching aspect of, youth football, specifically high school. To my left, I got Justin Bell. I got the coach from Dublin Kaufman, Adrian. What's your last name, Adrian?
Barrett. Adrein Barrett.
So when that was on the thing, I'm like, man, I hope I don't mess up his name. And Brandon Fort from Centennial Stars. Let's get started. So basically, open conversation. Anybody can answer this question. How did we all start coaching?
We'll take it back to I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I remember one day, on like just a random weekend, I found the VCR tape. That's how old it is, and I popped it in, and I seen my dad coaching on this game and everything. I'm like, okay. And in Cleveland, they did championships a little bit different back then. I think it was his team, the Maple Heights Lions versus the Glenville Titans.
Okay.
And I'm seeing, like, they doing a halftime, interview, like it's NFL and everything. I'm like, and I see my dad on the mic, talking, answering questions. I'm like, I want to do that. So it's kind of got started with there. And then the more and more I did it, like just kind of being around the game and everything, like my dad we was always around it. And dude, once I started coaching kids and I see that light bulb effect, like, oh, I got it now.
Yeah.
And the excitement that happens, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do this for like the rest of my life.
Did you play in high school?
Yeah, so it's a little weird. So when I first got into high school, from freshman year to about midway through my junior year, I was at Hamilton Township up under Nate Hilbert, who's now over at Pick North, and then transferred over to Marion Franklin and finished my year out with Coach Heffley.
You just hopped right into high school football, or was you like Little League?
Little League. So it was funny story. I hated football.
Oh.
I hated football. I did not want to play. So it took my dad. So I wanted to do karate. And my mom was like, no, you're not doing that. So my older brother's out there playing. And then that's when my dad came along and he was like, bro, you're playing. You're not quitting. We're not playing this game. So, and then ever since from there, like, was my very first time when I smacked somebody. I'm like,
yeah,
I love this. Like, I like this. So now I'm more offensive minded now. But back then, I'm like, I used to like defense more than offense back in the day. So.
Okay, Coach Barrett, how about you?
So for me, I started coaching in 2020. It was my first year coaching football. I started off as a 7th grade assistant coach at Worthington Middle School.
Okay.
The next year from there, I went to become the 8th grade assistant coach at Worthington Middle School. And then, the following year after that, I became the freshman head coach at Thomas Worthington, which is where my high school career started. So I was a freshman coach there for 2 years, leading up to 2024. And then I became the varsity wide receivers coach. So I pretty much like progressed through the ranks, like up through the Worthington district. Now this is my first year at Dublin Kaufman, so I'm coaching cornerbacks there. So it's my first year doing that, which is
how you get the job at Kaufman.
So Nick McVeigh, the head coach there, he just heard about me through the coaching system. So he brought me in for an interview, and then after that, I think I solidified myself.
Bet. Okay, so when you did 8th grade. You was a head coach, right? No, you said freshman coach.
Yeah, freshman.
What was your? How did y'all do?
We did well. So, like I said, I went year by year up their progression. So the kids I started with in 7th grade are the same kids I had my first year freshman football. So we didn't win any games middle school. Like I don't think we passed the 50 more than 3 times middle school. But going into high school, we went 4-1 in our freshman season. It had to be called short just due to numbers. But I mean, just seeing those kids develop and progress as myself as a coach and with those players was just like an awesome experience to have for myself.
Okay. Deuce, what about you?
Man, just grew up in a football family. Been playing the game since about 5 years old. Graduated from Groveport Madison High School. Went and played overseas a couple seasons. Played a little bit of arena football. So when I knew that was over with, I came back and I knew I had to stay around the game. So hit up my old high school coach, and he got me on there as a defensive backs coach immediately. And I've been there since 2019, so going on year 7.
It's crazy how you're just so calm, because people, like, I call him Deuce for a reason, because, like, this guy was it. We went to school together, so when you so smooth, I played over. It's like, he got a couple of national championships overseas. You know what I'm saying? Like, his picture is in the airport when he's in college because he's an All-American. So, like, how humble this man is right here is crazy to me. So that's just crazy to me how he just really didn't want to put his, but I'm going to help him out and put him out there. Because he's like, bruh, I didn't play football with him since I was a freshman. He was a sophomore.
Yeah.
And we was playing JV, and we had to move up. And something happened.
Yeah, I remember that. Y'all did. They moved some freshmen up there.
They moved us up. Something happened. So we all playing JV football, man. And he like, all right, number 23, I'm on your ass. The first thing he said, number 23, like, I don't know what he did to. He's like, I'm on your ass. The whole game, he gave number 23 the blues. You know what I'm saying? So, I done seen this man. I tell people all the time, that's why I put, wanted you on here. Because I tell people all the time, the only people I've really seen with my 2 eyes that are good is, and I hope he doesn't hear this, but my little brother. Jamon Hayes and Justin Bell. and Isaiah Pete, of course. But, just to think of that, when you guys coach football and when y'all see the football from the coach's lens and not the player lens, do y'all be like, oh, they couldn't mess with us when we was in school?
I say it all the time, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the older ones used to say it, about us when we was younger growing up, because of course we used to challenge them just being competitive, like my dads and uncles and all that. Like, man, y'all couldn't play back in our day. It's just crazy how I catch myself saying it now to the youngins. Like the kids we coaching now, you was out there for a year.
Yeah.
Was they gonna be able to play under Coach Brown?
Nah.
Yeah, all right.
Nah.
We wouldn't have had a football team.
Nah, a lot of these kids, and I tell you all the time, a lot of these kids, I coach Little League. So I coached high school. I coached at Gulfport for a year, coached at Reynoldsburg for 2 years. Then I coached Little League. And I tell them kids all the time, like, y'all wouldn't have survived. When I was in high school, when we did 2-a-days, he didn't care how good you were. You know what I'm saying? You had to be there at 6:45. If you was there, if he called your name and you're walking in the door, you're late.
Yeah.
You're late, and you got after practice. I had so much after practice. My parents started picking me up late because they automatically assumed I had after practice.
They don't even do 2-a-days nowadays.
We hate. I find myself when I'm talking to my team and everything. I hate saying like, I hate doing this, but back then we would have, and it's like, and I hate doing that because it's like, sometimes kids like, man, we ain't trying to hear all that.
It's funny you say that because I tell kids real quick, man. I got a kid, man. He plays on another team now, and he was good with us. He was real good with us. But now when I look at him on the internet, because we didn't have the internet, he's a dog. And they got this play where he just went viral. He hurdled over a kid, and I said, man, that boy good. But I don't know if he can be with us.
Pops calls me the other day. So my little brother, I would never tell him this. He probably find out after he watched this.
Exactly.
Everyone asks, like, out of myself and my big brother, like, who's the best one? I'm like, it's a little one that y'all ain't seen yet, but he's out here, but y'all don't see him sometimes. Big number 17 of our Harvest Prep, Desmond Porter.
Okay.
That's my little brother. He's the best football player out of the whole house.
Okay.
So I'm like, so my pops called me the other day. He's like, hey, comparing both schedules, like, y'all had a harder schedule than Harvest Prep did and everything. I'm like, sometimes I'm sitting like, I don't know. Hold on. They didn't play some bangers and everything. And then other times it's like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, no, y'all played Pick Central. Y'all played this team. Y'all played that team. But, and my dad's like, hey, like, which team would you be able to rock with your little brother? I'm like, they're probably, if we had to play like best out of 3, he's probably 1-1.
Okay.
So I'm still gonna talk my smack because I'm telling him I'm gonna smack you. I'm gonna smack you in the hole, bro. You're not running me over.
Nah.
So,
And that's funny because my brother just turned 30 today, and for the longest he'd be like, bro, I just wanted to be like you. I'm like, hey buddy, hey buddy, quiet as kept.
Yeah.
You was already past. You was already past.
but Miles had a cheat code like while we working out. He's back there watching us.
Yeah.
And then like once it was time for him to get out there, he already knew what to do. So my pops had us doing what we call 50 every night: 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, 50 burpees, 50 jumping jacks, and then once it got easy, you bump it up. And don't miss it. And don't miss a day because you got double today. So I introduced that to my team the other day. They was like, bro, there's no way in heck y'all did this every day. I said, yeah. We did. So
what do you, Coach Barrett? Let me ask you this question. You at Kaufman? Okay, so you was at Kaufman. You was at Kilbourne. What high school did you go to?
I was at Thomas Worthington before that.
You was at Thomas Worthington. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you're good.
Thomas
I went
Worthington.
to Whetstone High School.
And you went to Whetstone High School. Okay.
Whetstone.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I understand. I'm coach basketball there. So you went to Whetstone High School.
I did.
You coached at Thomas Worthington and coached at Kaufman.
Yes.
Culture shock. How was it?
Oh man, I'll be honest about it. It hit me off the bat, like just being in a different environment than what I'm used to completely. So like when I get to these new places and it's like, we're not dealing with the same situations as I did in the inner city as far as like, for example, like rides with parents and things like that. Like the kids are at practice on time. We're not worried about half those inner city. Like again,
okay.
Yeah, it's just the culture shock was like, man, we don't have to worry about as many things out here as I would in an inner city type of situation, which is like.
food.
Again, yeah. I mean, just, like I am right now, just shocked. Like, just shocked.
Do you have, so you're black, so you're black. That's a predominantly white school for people that doesn't know. How do you take in that situation? When it
so
comes to
I just take any situation like any situation I'm in. I be myself in whatever environment I'm in. That way, the people that need me or want to gravitate towards me just with my authentic self. One of the biggest things was like, a lot of kids of color, they're in those environments and they don't have someone to talk to or reach out to or understand them. And I'm young, like I'm probably 8 or 9 years older than the kids I coach. So it's like they come to me as far as like a young coach they can come to, a black coach, like somebody that looks like them that can help them understand their struggles and everything they go through.
I like that because I coached basketball at Whetstone, and the parents were just happy that somebody cared about their kids.
Yeah.
That they came every day, was did the right thing, and things of that nature, so you can see it. But then I coached at other schools, and then we get those other parents, and there's just an entitlement. It's crazy. So with that being said, how are the parents impacting your coaching or the game of coaching?
That's good. I'll say this for me, the parents make my job a lot easier just because everybody's bought into the same thing. Like we want to help your son develop, we want to help your child develop, and when the parents are bought into that same system of buying back into their child, it just makes the magic happen right there. I feel like.
So inner city is different. So when I got over to Centennial, I took the job. I'm trying to think, like, straight off the bat, like, the parents are supportive. Like, granted, now each city team is different. Like, right. Because it's depending on the area. Yeah. But it was also, like, a little sense of entitlement and everything like that. So I'm coming from an OCC school, over at Delaware Hayes, where I was the wide receiver coach and the pass game coordinator, to now taking over, like, coming to the inner city.
So you going from 50 kids to how many now?
Now I'm going from
100 kids, 100-some kids, 100-some kids, 100-some kids.
So when I came in, once I found out I got the job, I look at the roster. There's 25 kids on the roster, and then I'm like, okay, out of these 25, who really played? Now we cut that down to like 11 or 12.
So you earning your money.
Yes. So
you earning your check.
And shout out to Dante Gooseby, who was the previous head coach. Like when I was making that transition and everything, like he was there walking me through step by step. Like, hey yo, like this is what the dynamic of the families are and everything. So don't be. And I wasn't really shocked because, like I said, coming from Hamilton Township,
right, to
Marion Franklin, I was kind of exposed to it already. Mm-hmm. Like, thank God, like in my household we didn't have to go through these things. But I had teammates who, they sleeping on somebody else's couch. Or I got teammates, who can't be at practice or got to come to practice late because they're working. They got to help put food on the table. Yeah. So over at Centennial it's different though. Like the parent support is there, but like my way of doing things was completely different because I'm a no nonsense coach. Like once I switched our practice times from the evenings to the mornings. Like we go from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. now.
I like that.
A parent's like, so who did you talk to about these times? I said, myself.
Myself?
I'm not going to negotiate. You've been doing things a certain way for so long, and it's like, no, I got to shake everything up. So I got to shock the system. So it is different. Like, but after doing it, like going to my third year now, my parents are on a routine now with, okay, well, Coach, no, we got to get up to the point they're holding the kids accountable now. Like, so I think when you set a standard, and the expectation, it's either I tell them, no, like if you're going to be here, be here. So, but if you don't want to be here,
let's not waste our time.
No shade, but go to Westtown.
All right, Deuce, let me ask you, because you went to Groveport.
Yeah.
And you did pretty well, so they say.
You're pretty decent.
You did pretty decent at Groveport. So what does it look like to you when you sit there on the sideline, on the box, and you see the parents, you see the kids from when you was on the field and you seen everybody else? What does it look like?
I mean, it's a whole different concept being a player and then being a coach. Like when I was a player on the field, man, I was just going to war with my guys, trying to win, make every play I could, and do all that. As a coach, I kind of had to realize, like, I'm not a player no more. So I can't control what people do out there. All I could do is try to give them the guidance, try to help them. Of course, at Groveport, you hear the parents and the bleachers, because I was in the press box for the past 2-3 years, so I'm just listening to them as I'm, I got the headset on, I'm talking to the coaches. I got the window right here in front of me where I can hear all the parents complaining. It's just kind of something that I, learned to tune out as I got older. When I was younger, usually I'd be a little feisty, snap back anybody. I got a response for everything somebody say. But just, getting older, going through it so much and just being around it so much, man, I just had to learn how to just, it is what it is, let it go. Keep, coaching up my philosophies that I believe in. I ain't the head coach, but, at the end of the day, I do got to say so.
Is anybody a head coach? Head coach. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this as a head coach. At what point do you say, hey, let me ask for some help?
Ask for some help as in what way? From
your other coaches. Because, I've coached football, and there's just a lot of people.
Yeah.
Even just anything that I've done, a lot of people, there's some people just don't want to, they got too much pride.
So, I've made it real clear even when I went through my interview process. I'm not a coach that's coming in thinking I got all the answers. That was probably the biggest thing I was trained on when I was at Olentangy for a year up under Mark Solis, and he was teaching me. I'm literally in his back pocket, like asking questions.
Right.
He's like, dude, don't go in there acting like you know everything, because you don't. You've never been a head coach. So with my coaches, I got a term every time we in the meeting is make yourself valuable. So, Coach, what do you mean by make yourself valuable? Find ways to make my job easy.
I know that's right.
That's it. That's basically what it is. Like, so when and they know. Like, recently we met and I had to call some coaches out and I tell them check your ego at the door. Like, when I talk to you, it's not personal. Like, you said you wanted to do this, so I'm gonna hold you accountable to it. But no, they all know. Like, at least in my program now, it's like, okay, we're looking for ways to do it now. It wasn't like that when I first got there. Like, I had coaches, they want a headset, but they don't want to serve.
They don't want to serve.
So it was like, and then I found out I had to coach my coaches. Oh, yeah. So, and of course, I'm calling my mentor, Coach Heffley, and I was like, hey man, how do you do this? Like, he said, bro, you got to coach your coaches. Like, you have to, if you want them to do a certain thing, they got to do it. So, it was just sitting down like, hey, here's my expectations. If you're not doing this, you better be doing this. If you're not, I'm probably gonna have 1 or 2 conversations with you. That's about it, because I got a military background. I don't like repeating myself.
Right.
Like my son though in my house, like when I say something, I don't like repeating myself. Get it done.
Right.
So, and it makes it a little weird with my older brother being on staff too. So I'm talking to him, and everybody, some people might know him around the city or whatever like that, but so everybody can kind of know how he can get. And it's just like, hey man, I told you what it was. Like, I understand who you are to me, but right now I'm in this position, I'm in this seat. Get it done. And lastly, I wrap it up with this. I tell them all, like, yo, at the end of the day, my name at the end of that record.
Right.
So I care about my name. If you gonna make my job hard, I'll get you off the bus, get the right person on.
I feel it 100%. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pay some bills real quick, and we'll be right back. What's good, y'all? This is your boy Sledge, the People's Champ, checking in, and this is This One For Us podcast, brought to you by 6is1ne4orus. Listen, World Envision is what I'm rocking. World Envision got the socks, they got the shorts, they got all the dope shirts. Make sure you tap in with them. Black owned. This is This One For Us. One love. And we're back. So listen, does anybody have kids that are in sports?
My daughter 3 years old, dog, but we got her doing soccer, taekwondo, and a little t-ball coming up. So it ain't really. Right now, her attention span ain't all the way there, so I'm just out there, trying to see what she like. So I really wasn't counting, nothing too serious, but technically, yeah.
You got any kids?
Yeah, I got 2 kids. I got 2 daughters. I got a 5-year-old. She's into gymnastics right now, and then I also have a 3-year-old. She's getting into gymnastics, just like her big sister. So,
So, do you just be sitting there, or do you just?
I know we working on that technique. If I'm paying for this, to make sure we get our return on investment. Absolutely.
No, I got a 5-year-old son and a 1-year-old daughter. Should be 2 in September.
Okay.
My son, like right now, he's been doing t-ball. It's his 2nd year of t-ball. He just finished up. I've seen improvements and everything. I had put my son in flag, and I had to recently snatch him out of it because it was just like.
We're not learning that.
Yeah, he's not learning nothing.
We're not learning nothing.
I'm not bringing him to practice to run 2 laps and stretch and then sit on his butt, So it's one of the things where I'm like, and your dad's a football coach too. So it's
We're not
like
about to play this game.
And it's like, dude, I don't think you understand what type of family you have. Like, we don't if we'll do other sports, but this one sport you better not play with. So, and granted, like my son's 5 and everybody be like, oh, you too hard on him.
Well, what's too hard? I guess my question.
It depends on the standard in the family, I guess, because in my household growing up, it was if you're going to do anything, you're doing it to be the best.
Yeah, 100%.
So, with my 5-year-old, like he's kind of learning still, like, Daddy, why I got to do push-ups? Like every morning now, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., since I pulled him, he's been coming with me to my high school practices and the workouts in the morning. So when my boy's out there stretching, he out there stretching. When they running, he running. So, and just kind of get him used. And, of course, my boys, they going to make him feel comfortable and cool. But I'm on his tail just like everybody else. Like, we was running suicides the other day. He touched online and looking at them. I'm like, what you looking at? Run.
Yeah, man.
So,
and that's how I am with my son, because he plays on the other team. He played on the little team. I coach the older team, and he looking at me. I said, "What you looking at me for?"
Yeah,
like bro, what we like, bro.
But it's like I said before, it's the standard that you set. Like the standard's the standard. So, and with my team, our slogan is habits reflect the mission.
Habits what?
Habits reflect the mission.
Okay.
So, and I can get into a whole deep spiel about that. But in my house, it's the same thing. Like, no, if our mission is to be the best, what are the habits or what are the things we're doing to get there? Right. So, of course, when he works out, my wife can't be there. I tell you, you can't be there. Because I know, and growing up, that's how my dad was with us. Like, yo, you told my mom, you can't be there. Now, my mom, she a wrestling fan now. Like, she likes watching high school wrestling.
Oh, okay.
So, when we doing that, I want to be there for that. But when it was like them intense days where we cried during the workout and everything, and my dad on our tails, and I'm praying my mom pull up. So she's like, nah.
Your dad be on your ass. Your dad. I remember one time, man. I was in the 7th grade, man. We lost, and I must have played my heart out because I was crying, and everybody was like, "It's okay, man. It's okay." My dad came in. He's like, "Hey, man, cut that shit out. It ain't over. Right. You come back out next week." Right, you'll be all right. And I'm just looking at it, and I think that's when reality set in for me. Like, damn, like. At the end of the day, like
if we keep a score, it matters. Bro. I don't like the whole. I get it why we do it, but I don't like the whole where everybody gets a trophy.
I don't like participation.
No, I don't like it.
I don't like participation. But like when you 6 years old, like I the worst thing, and I tell everybody this, the worst thing I hate is why I don't think kids should play football until they're 10. Only reason why. Because we played it, and let's be real, we got some screws loose. CTE is real. It's a barbaric sport, and I don't mind it. But, like, a 6-year-old, he can't do. I just don't want to watch it. It's a lot of East and West. Yeah. It's not a lot of North and South. And it's a lot of predictable stuff that, let's be realistic, these kids will never catch on until they're old enough to catch on. So we're watching it. So all they're going to do, reverse. And then we be like, well, we knew that was coming, but they don't know. They're 6.
Yeah,
so that's why I don't give it too much effort. Now, 9, 10, 11, hey, bro, let's start winning these games. Like, this ain't no bull. Now we're not bull. Now I'm starting to cuss at you. Yeah. And I ain't cussing at you like going hard, but hey, let's clean this shit up.
Yeah. like my house, like me and my wife, we talked about this way before my son was even born. Like when we got him into sports and we're following the plan. Like I started early with getting on him and everything, but he probably won't see football for a while, like contact football. But trust and believe, he'll be wrestling. So that way, because we like to do,
you got to get your hands.
Yep. So then on top of that, the aggression and then the takedowns of it's a similar thing to tackling. So then by that time I put you on the field to go tackle somebody, I'm like, ain't nothing but a blast double, bro. So like
I got a friend, man. His son he wrestles and his son's like 6 years old. He was like, man, he went to States. And the first year went to States. I think it was his first year. And he's like, man, my son didn't do too well. The first match was on me, but the second and third match was on him. And I'm just like, dude, he's 6, and this is his first year.
Right.
So so picture what's gonna happen. Like, come on, man.
He gonna be a dog.
He gonna be a dog. But I'm just like, why are you so? Hey, Dad, come on, man.
To the common person. It looks like I said, it looks like it's too much. Like, hey, bro, pull back. When you got a standard in your house, the standard's the standard, bro. Like, we ain't budging on, like, hey. And then every now and again, I get some people like, hey, man, let me raise my kid. Like, he ain't got your last name. He got my last name.
You say there's a fine line between crazy and the standard.
Right. A lot of times that crazy grind, I'm got some dogs out of that.
I am all for. I'm hard on my kids. I'm hard. Yes. I teach, I coach. I'm hard on kids because at the end of the day, when you step out in this real world, at the end of the day, and one of my coaches told us, he said, bro, I didn't teach y'all football. I taught y'all life. So that's what I want to do. So I'm not against it. Like the standard, I love that. But there are some parents out here that used to be like you remember Airbud when you remember Airbud when the dad was throwing the ball at him in the gym and stuff, and I just be like,
I remember that.
I just be like, at what cost was too much? Yeah. Where do we draw? So, and let me ask you this: where do we draw the line?
Actually, no, for me, it's both because the two are married for me. Where I'm always going to tell you the why. Like even when I got to discipline my son, I'm going to tell you the why. You may not like the why, but I'm going to give it to you. Or, but also. After as I'm sitting there and I'm on you and everything, I'm always still coming back up to you and like, hey man, I love you though. Same thing I do with my own players, and I tell my coaches, if you're going to correct the child, you better follow up with some care right behind that.
I had to learn that the hard way.
So I tell parents in our parent meeting, I tell the kids all the time, I tell the coaches, we're going to coach you hard, but we're going to love you way harder.
I know that's right.
So even when it's like, for instance, like things ain't got nothing to do on the field. Something simple as being on time to school. Dude, I had you on a routine all summer, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., sometimes 7 a.m. to 2:30. Your body's used to getting up because, dude, you got to be at the school anyway by 7:30 anyway. Right. Why are you late? Well, my mom, what did you make it easy for your mom to get out the house? Did you pack your lunch? Did you do this? Did you do that? There's something you could have done to make that process easy. I just think, so you asked, like, where's that line? I think it depends on who that person is, I guess. Much. That's my way of doing it. Like, my coaching style is transformational. Like, when you come in contact with me, you're going to change or you're going to work on something in your life. That's from coaches to players.
Last season, I had girls, and it made me change my way of things because I can yell at them. I'm gonna yell at you regardless. But when you see them eyes start to water, you're like, God damn it, I need her to play them.
Right.
So she came back and she was like, I don't know if I want to play for you. And I said, why not? She's like, because you just hard on me. I said, so my next question was, did we get better though? Because Coach Sledge keeps the same energy. There's no give me a hug. There's none. I got to be the bad guy, but I'm going to make sure you're good. At the end of the day, you're going to like me because I'm here for that. And she was like, I did get better. So what is the problem?
It's like, but did you die?
Did you die? What is the problem? Yeah. So let me ask y'all this, because we all coach. You're CCS, OCC. What's the difference? You're OCC, like Groveport, we're middle class OCC.
Right.
You high class OCC.
You up there with the money at, bro? Like,
I'm gonna get to the city here in a few because the city come with a lot.
Yes.
The city comes with a lot. But
I've been in both though.
the city come with a lot. But
So it's crazy for me because I mean I played in the city right at Weston, but I also since I've been coaching at OCC schools. Man, I feel like one of the biggest things the difference for me, I don't know, I feel like is, man, the environment. You know, the standard up there is a lot different, I would say, especially being at Kaufman. Like, we have a tough schedule this year. We play, 3 of the 5 teams that we play in league play are contending for a state title. So with that, it's like I feel that the standard from the community and the parents and everybody involved is just so high that me as a person, I have to, make sure I'm developing myself, but also developing the kids that I'm around. I feel like I'm in a constant state of elevation, just for the reason of, like you said, when you set a standard, the standard is a standard. You either get up to the standard or you get washed away by it. So it's just a different environment.
okay. What about you, dude?
I say like the numbers. I mean, of course, numbers of kids and stuff when it come to players, and like facilities, really. Numbers and facilities, resources. It's just a big difference. I played in the OCC and I played in the City League. I played for Beechcroft my 9th grade year. That's where I went before I transferred to Groveport and graduated. And it was just something as little as I never heard of a trap when I was at Beechcroft. I go to Groveport. And that's all we run.
That's all we run. That's literally all we ran.
We played against Brookhaven in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they couldn't stop it, man. Goodrich went for like 200
crazy.
yards, bro. Just 56, you just breaking. Ooh, I did. They told me not to do that. I know. I'm like, my bad. But like they didn't know what it was. When he got the ball, nobody touched him. He went and got 60 yards, touchdowns untouched like 3 times that game.
It's a good day to be a cruiser that day.
Oh yeah.
It's a good day.
And I knew it was gonna happen before it happened, though, man. That's why I just. This recent, we had an OCC versus City League game. It was, Walnut Ridge came in there undefeated. I think Worthington Kilbourne with the Ridge and ended up pulling off that upset. And I was telling them before it happened that it probably was going to happen. But Groveport, we'll play Worthington Kilbourne. We probably beat them by 50. It's a difference, man. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but from just my experiences of playing on both sides, being on both sides, it was just like numbers, resources, facilities, and just like, sometimes a little attention to detail, like a track play. We didn't know what it was, and I ain't heard of it when I was in the city.
So when you were in when you at Centennial, when you walked in, you seen the difference.
Oh yes.
So what stuck out like a sore thumb? Like the first thing that stuck out?
Equipment. And just facilities as a whole. I think after I graduated high school and I was over at Olentangy coaching as the running back coach, and I'm texting my head wrestling coach, who's a special teams coordinator on Marion Franklin, Coach Eagle. And I'm like, hey, like what is it? Like, definitely with me coming from Hamilton Township, where facilities. You got
a field house.
Yeah, and I go from that to
a track here with 8 lanes.
Yeah, I come from that to Marion Franklin. When I'm looking at that, I'm like, oh, okay. So like, and me, I'm just like, man, I just want to ball. So, but when I came over to Centennial, and it's kind of like, it was the facility, the equipment. How, like, for example, like, we want our kids to store their equipment away, but in the locker room, it don't have all the lockers for, like, and all the lockers don't work. So
when I was at Weststone, we couldn't even use the locker room at one point because it was flooded.
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
I said, hey, man, what are we doing here?
Yeah, so, I mean, that was the biggest thing. And like I said, Coach Gooseby, when me and him talked and everything, it was just certain things that needed to be cleaned up. Where I think my first year I went in, I'm like, okay, like some good bones here. I don't have to burn everything down. After that first season, I went to Goose and said, hey, I'm sorry, OG, but I'm burning everything down, bro. I got to do it my way. So I named each season. So my first season was the year of growth, is what we called it. This past season, we called it the year of the rebrand, where everything's new. Like, I'm a true believer where your team is a reflection of you as the head coach. And when I look back on year 1 to year 2 looks more like me, where, okay, we're getting there, we're working, there's an emphasis on teaching and coaching and getting better. Versus year 1, it was, guys trying to fill each other out. Like, who are you, and so on and so forth, all the way down from players to parents to admin. And then now going into this season, we're calling it the chase. The year. So we're basically, I mean,
victories, baby.
Like that, and like it can go so much deeper than that. From just victories to reaching for perfection in your life and everything like that. So
when we coach these kids, and this is for anybody to answer, how is it important? What's more important? I know wins is more important. I know wins is important, but at the end of the day, I like coaching kids, and when they come back to me, because all my high school kids that I coached when they were freshmen, they all graduated, or they all are, they're working now, they're in college. So when they come back to me with a, hey, Coach Sledge, man, I'll be like, man, who is that? And they tell me who he is. So, like, does that bring y'all joy when y'all see that type of thing?
Absolutely.
It brings me joy when a kid who I coach, who's grown now, I'm not coaching him no more. He still comes to me and say, "Oh, what up, Coach?"
Yeah, they don't call you by your name.
They don't call me by my name. They call me Coach. So funny story, like I think me and my wife, we were in a Taco Bell one time, and one of the kids who I was coaching walks up to me. He's working behind the counter as a cashier and everything. Comes up to me, and I didn't notice him at first. Comes up, Coach, what's up? Oh, bro, what's up, man?
Because they grown now. You know, when we were kids.
After that, my wife says, "You're," in a short joke. She like, "You're so short, but all your players you coach are so taller than you, but they respect the hell out of you." I said, because I don't BS them. I don't get nothing out of lying to them. I'm gonna tell them how it is and give them the real. So, I mean that's it makes me feel good in that aspect. And on top of that, like when people ask me, like, hey, what do you see as a successful season? Sometimes I tell people, ask me in 10 years, because if they come back and they're a great member of society, they're a great husband, or they became a father, and then they got their kids around them. Like I preach to our coaches, bring your kids around so our players can see
that you're a family guy. Yeah,
like but just how to treat your child, or how a daddy's supposed to look, or how he's supposed to be. So, yeah, man. And another way I answer that is, what do you look at as a successful season? I mean, of course, wins and all that stuff. But if by the end of the season, we preach the 3 E's. You will either be enrolled, employed, or enlisted.
I know that's
period.
right.
You're going to leave my program with a plan. If you don't, that means you fought and clawed literally through the cracks of just going against the plan. And I don't see how you even made it to the end of the season, because we set certain stuff up and we talk about certain stuff the whole season about a life after high school.
High school, because that's what it is. So, Adrein, when you because you said you started from scratch, you said they didn't even win no game. So, what is success to you as a coach?
So, success to me, and that experience in itself was one of the biggest teachers for what success looks like. And success is slow sometimes. Like I said, 7th, 8th grade, I don't think we passed the 50 more than 3 times, like as a total. So, like coming into that 9th grade year where I was like, okay, this is my first year being a head coach on a freshman level, just seeing like how you really have to slow build it, how you really have to take time and just pay attention to detail and make sure that we can get out the small kinks and stuff just to build that program. Success is slow. What success looked like to me, though, just to answer the question, is that are you getting better? Are you doing something to become a better version of yourself every single day? Because every single day, as long as you have that consistent action and that consistent base to build upon, you can do anything. Like seriously, and that's one thing that those guys seen. Like I said, we didn't get past the 50, so obviously that entails we didn't score any points. Our first game as a freshman head coach with that same group, they scored 40 the first game out, and I'm like, look, all those years of getting smacked on, whooped up, getting developed, like that means something, and then you can continue to develop from this. And like you said, we want to develop young men into leaders in the world, bigger than just football. So with that, they realize, okay, sometimes it's not going to happen in year 1 or year 2. Maybe it's going to happen in year 3, year 4, but you got to stay down and stay, committed to that process in itself. So,
how about you, dude?
Like, I mean, when I look at success, if we talking football, just like season by season, it's like for me, we always kind of anticipate, what games we supposed to win, who we might lose to, who we might, beat. I say success is basically not losing any of the games that you're not supposed to lose, winning the ones you're supposed to win, and maybe getting an upset or two, doing something, accomplishing something that you was kind of iffy about or didn't think that you could do it. Just growing as a culture, a team. Kids making it through the season, man. A lot of kids quit. Don't understand the mission. A lot of kids don't, care. Some don't care about each other. Well, this is what I do with that Groveport at least. But if you can get them all, bonded together, man, everybody on the same page, and you just doing what you're supposed to do out there, I think, you can call it successful.
Yeah. I think the best thing about when it comes to coaching for me is that, I did play high school. I did play varsity. I did play college a little bit. And I played a lot of bit, but the college was just small and it was just starting. That we didn't really have it until like my end, like you said, the facility until my last year, and then we're allowed to go to like ice baths and things like that. And now I'm like jealous because I'll be looking online and I just see the growth. But I think me coming to kids with life stories and life things and like football life stories and things like that. I got friends that went to college. I got friends that went overseas. I know a couple of people that went to the league and things of that nature. And I also have played beside these people. So that tells me that I was good enough at one point. I just probably should have passed my ACT or something. You know what I'm saying? But, so when that shows me a lot when I start the season. Like now, what do I bring to the table and how do I feel? So my question to you guys is, as a coach, after everything you guys been through, when you take away, I'm talking about from Little League all the way up to the highest level you ever played, what makes you that coach? Your specialty, what makes you be like, you know what, I do this for this.
Relationships for me. Every coach I've dealt with or who I'll be able to run through a wall for is based off relationships.
I know that's right.
Like, heck, even my dad, like, for 1 year, he was my coach. And now here's the crazy part about that. We go halfway through the season, majority of the team does not know that's my dad. Because when we on the field, it's a coach. Like now one time he wouldn't answer. I'm like, Dad. And everybody stopped like, whoa. What you say? Well, that's my dad. So
you better than me. My coach married my mom.
I mean, so
coach married my mom. I said, what the hell are you doing?
And like even it's to the point like even all the way from relationships. Like my offensive coordinator this year, like, bro, dude came over my house. Like he spent the night over my house and everything for weeks or weekends sometimes just because we just wanted to be around each other and everything. So when I deal with my players, I come with them from the aspect, and also when I talk to coaches who's joining my staff, I'm like, hey, yo, I'm big on relationships. This program is relationship based. Like if you don't have a relationship with these kids to where you can find out what makes them tick, what makes them go. Like, hey, how can I coach you? What's your goals? Then if you don't do those things, you won't be successful, in my opinion, with building those relationships or getting the most out of these kids. So that's, for me, if you're asking what is it when I put it all together, it's relationships, and God. So
I know that's right. How about you, Barrett?
Yeah, for me, the same thing. That base, the relationship is the base. Because when you build a relationship with a kid, you understand how they learn and how to teach them and how to help them develop. And like you said, if you don't build that relationship with them, you don't know any of that. And then now you're trying to coach kids who are not bought into the relationship, so they're not buying into what you're trying to sell as a coach or the environment that you're trying to create. So just, again, setting that strong base of relationships. And then, after that, right, we teach. The next thing after that is like, let's make sure we're getting these guys information that I have, that I've learned, so they can, take it and implement it in their game. And then also just learning from those guys as well. So it's a, constant cycle for me.
Yeah. Pretty much the same thing, man. Like I always kind of looked at it like football being a game of life. The way a kid probably performed, or not even just performing, just the way he act, just his character on the field. Yeah. It kind of give you how they would be off the field. Basically, it kind of tell you how they would be. It translated. So just trying to, I guess, have those two together and make them like. Basically, like seeing how the kid is on the field and off the field, is just kind of make, and being a coach and helping them, help guide them through to help them get to the next level. And they don't even got to be about playing football, man. Just getting to college, getting to life, being able to get a job. A lot of kids come from different backgrounds where you got to coach some kids different than you coach another kid because of what they've been through, or how they react to being coached hard and things like that. So just trying to just get them through, man, and being successful afterwards.
I think maturing as a coach is the point where you realize how like the way I talk to Johnny, I can't talk to Chris, but I'm giving them the same amount of love. They also know I don't play.
Yeah.
Right.
But I can yell at Johnny and point. But with Chris, I got to stand there and say, bro, come on, bro. And because, but as we wrap these up, I want to ask you this because this is, I do the same thing you guys done. I've done. I don't know how you could be a head coach. I don't.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot. Like when you
That's a whole other pot.
Man, like that's a whole other pot. Yeah. But like, what do you guys? Because y'all about right now we're in camp, and y'all getting ready, and everybody has the goal of states.
Yes.
November. Is it November this year?
I mean, they shortened it down.
They shortened the playoffs.
I just seen they put it back to regular like how we did when we was in school. The best 12 get in, and I never understood them because my last high school hoorah was at Groveport, and it was COVID, and they let all of the teams in. I'm just like, why are we letting all these teams in, bro? Like it's so oversaturated now. But
it's also a money thing too. Man. With all them teams in, OCC, they like when they come to playoffs, they get all that. The school don't get the ticket sales and stuff. They can make them pay for parking, but other than that, they get all that.
One dope thing I seen the city did, they did their own little playoff format and everything too. So I mean, I wish they bring that back.
Let me ask y'all this as we wrap this up again. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. What for going into 2025, 2026? What do you want to tell your parents and all the parents first and the people that are watching?
I mean, all my parents pretty much know this, and pretty much everyone who's connected with my program knows this. I'm 1 week at a time, one day at a time. Right. So like when we talk about a 1-0 mindset, I mean that's literally how we're focusing and reacting this year. Like, don't get it twisted. Like us coaches, we look ahead. Like we kind of we look at that schedule and everything. Say, okay, we can do this, we can do this. But there's just certain games on that schedule that's gonna just mean a little bit more. I think like one dope thing we brought was like I make all our kids dress up one game.
I like that.
I make us all do that one game. We call it the business trip game. But no, when I say operating with a 1-0 mindset every single day, from like all the way down to our kids, like they know. And the dope part I like seeing now is, and it took a while, it took some time to get there, to where now my kids are coming up to other kids and say, "Hey, bro, we don't do that here."
I know that's right.
Like hey, Showboat, no, we kill that right now. Like
bought into the system.
Yes. So, and then like all the way down to like coaches cuss in my program and players cuss in my program. You got up downs. Like, and everybody's like, "Huh, what?"
We just started something like that.
Yeah, like no, bro. Like that was at the top of our list when so I text my mentors again. I text Nate Hilrich. Hey, bro, when you building your plan out, how do you do it? He says, look where your program is at right now and what you want to do. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, professionalism is at the top of my list. So, I mean, that's 1-0 mindset, professionalism and everything. We're getting better at that, and we're focusing on that this year. So,
and it's crazy because, like, I don't have a whole different respect for your school after 40 minutes of talking to you, because I mean, let's be real, man. When we played, Centennial.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know. Where Centennial was.
How about Henderson Road, right?
Yeah, on Bethel. I didn't like
Weston's on Henderson.
Mayor Franklin South Side Division. They're north. So, but coming in, like, granted, everybody told me like I had coaches. I had the Northland coach call me and tell me before I took the job, like, bro, that's a hard turnaround. Like,
you sure you want to do this?
Like, so he told me like, you don't get 50 ball put up on you every week and everything. I'm like,
but if I could change it,
it's always that.
But if I could change it,
but it's one of the things like, apparently God must have had me in this situation at this moment, at this time to get this done. So, and I think about times with my kids where I'm like, golly, if I was not here, what would this kid be at?
Exactly.
What would that kid be doing? Like, in my short period of time there of 3 years being there, going to my third season now, like the mindset of after high school has changed, where now kids are talking life or a coach. Like, college wise, like I got last year we had JT who got an offer from Youngstown State. He's the first kid in the football program history to commit to a D1 school outright, not go to another school then go D1, go straight into a D1 school. Now this year I just had another kid who just got an offer from Youngstown State again. So that's 2 kids with D1 offers and everything. So we're trying to change things quickly, but at the same time, we try to keep Christ at the foundation of everything too. So.
And for us, for us, I feel like for me myself, it's win the moment. Let's go. This is my first year at Kaufman. We have a whole new staff, first year head coach. So we're really just trying to set those bricks and set those layers for the years coming. But right now, everybody around just know let's win the moment. Right, let's take it one day at a time. Let's take it one play at a time. Develop one skill at a time. Like I've said before, in due time, everything happens how it's supposed to. But make sure you're taking care of those everyday things so we can get to the point where we want to be. And yeah, that's the biggest thing for me is just let's win the moment. Let's take it a step at a time.
With us, man, talking football, it's like we gonna win games, we gonna lose games, but one thing we're gonna go out there and do, we're gonna hold each other accountable and grow for. We're gonna always be physical, man. We're gonna go out there and hit somebody. We lost it's been the first time I've been a part of a team. We had about 5 or 6 kids that's gone now that they all had the potential to sign to D1 schools. And we lost 4 games last year. It was terrible. I feel like we underachieved, So basically, I'm going to try to turn that around, man. And we talked about, having success. We underachieved last year, so it wasn't successful to me. And that kind of hurt, man. I don't want to see that happen again. So we're just going to do what we got to do to make sure we win the games we're supposed to win. Hopefully get some wins that we might not, maybe being a little bit questionable. But, and then keep all these kids together, as one big family and, just enjoying each other and making sure that they get to the next level. Like I said, I don't mean playing football, but get to the next level, be successful in the real world, do something, be productive citizen, as a member of society.
Perfect. So right now I'm sitting with the head coach of Centennial Stars. I'm sitting here with the assistant coach of the Dublin Shamrock. Was it Shamrock still?
Yeah, Kaufman Shamrock.
Dublin Kaufman Shamrock. And I'm sitting here with the assistant coach from Gulfport Madison Cruisers. Listen, support them. We do this one for us because it's for us. Support these guys. They taking time to, away from family. He's married. You're taking time out from families, you know what I'm saying, kids, just to help other people's kids. And I honestly think that a lot of people don't understand that. Like I said, we got to support each other. Make sure you support these gentlemen. They are striving for greatness. They expect greatness, and they will be great. This is This One For Us podcast.